August 10th, in a sort of a desperate attempt to gain some advantage, he launched a surprise attack on the Confederate camp below Farmer Joe Sharp's cornfield 10 miles southwest of Springfield near Wilson's Creek. In other words, he didn't wait for the Confederates to attack him. He went down and surprised them, which gave him an advantage for a short time. Throughout the morning, the battle raged with neither side dominating. Here's an image from Harper's Weekly. And at around 9:30, after 2 flesh wounds and the death of his horse, General Lyons was provided with a mount and personally led a group of soldiers into battle at Bloody Hill. And here I found a great image of looking at Bloody Hill over the informative sign at the battle site. And according to Sturgis, this is what happened. And he's writing just very shortly after the battle on August 20th. He mounted and swinging his hat in the air, called to his troops, the troops nearest to him, to follow. In a few moments, a fatal ball was lodged in the general's breast, and he was carried from the field a corpse. So it was quite a dramatic death that he experienced. As the first Union general to die in the war, he was immediately made into a martyr. And this image appeared on the cover of Harper's Weekly on August 31st. It shows him riding to his death, swinging his hat, and this powerful wood engraving really influenced numerous later images of the Battle of Wilson's Creek. Lyon's body was recovered and sent back to his native Connecticut, but throughout the country he was made a hero. The coffin was viewed, and I think the body too sometimes, was viewed in many towns along the way, including St. Louis, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, and Hartford. And here you see a photo from the city of Hartford's recent reenactment of the lying in state of General Lyon's body at the old steakhouse. I thought it was interesting that they reenacted that recently. A crowd of over 10,000 attended Lyon's funeral that included the Speaker of the House, several governors, and historian Walter Woodward has described this public desire to honor Lyon as a kind of a catharsis, and this is what he said. At the moment when the Union's expectations had been crushed, the death of Lyon provided an antidote for the shame, a ready-made hero who took the sting out of Bull Run. And he immediately became this sort of folk hero. He was the subject of popular music and song, and a resolution in his honor was passed in Congress. And I think Dave Para may actually do a version of this funeral march as one of his songs. So you might get to hear that later on. His image appears in all kinds of material. Artists were eager to materialize on the inspirational feelings that surrounded Lyon's death. And they created numerous images of this hat-waving general, echoing that Harper's cover. We see high-quality prints like the image on your left, as well as patriotic envelopes showing this image, which became very iconic in the period. And even George Taylor Bingham did his version of the hat-waving lion on August 1st, 1863. He received a commission from the state of Missouri to paint a large portrait of General Lyon to hang in the state capitol. Very unionist message with this portrait, obviously. Sadly, this painting has been lost in the fire of 1911, but we do have photos that preserve its appearance. And Bingham, by showing Lyon wearing his hat, waving his hat, he immediately makes reference to Wilson's Creek and his death at Wilson's Creek, because everyone would have been familiar with that story and that image.